Hello and welcome to another episode of Truly Bedrock with me, Mr. Beardstone. I'm hanging out here over at the iron farm that we built in the last episode. If you didn't see that, then do check out the link up at the top there and see what we did. And I have to say, I absolutely love this thing. I AFK'd here overnight and we have already got more than 2 double chests, including the hopper of iron, and we did get lots of other fish and bones and pobbies and things, which I've already dealt with, and, well, more ink sacks there we go, we'll take those too. And I really like it, I have to say, because at the same time, we are also filling up our mob farm, and also filling up our fish farm, which, you know, is supposed to be an ink farm, and we are getting ink. I have removed a lot from it, so, you know, every double chest, that's roughly what we get, so it's not too bad, but we have got a lot of fish, and I really don't know what to do with them, so I think we might have to get ourselves some fishermen villagers. Do they buy fish? I feel like they would buy fish, otherwise you can't really call them fishermen. Yeah, we're going to need to look into that. So today, there's a couple of things I wish to do. The first of which is to sort out the storage over in this area. So we've got quite a lot of different drops coming through now from all 3 farms, and I think a centralised storage unit that automatically sorts everything is definitely called for at this stage, because I'm spending a lot of time over here trying to put stuff into shulker chests and then taking it back to my main base. And yeah, when I say a lot of time, I mean a lot of time. So the first thing to do is going to be to grab ourselves some resources. We want to actually start making these things look nice as well. We are actually going to be rebuilding the mob farm because we need to replace the buttons with trapdoors, and I think we're going to take advantage of that time to actually improve it as well. And the fish farm as well, I might just replace some of the materials used so we can tie things in a bit nicer. So I'm going to grab myself some concrete because I'm really liking using the white concrete at the moment, and I think that's going to look quite nice for our storage room as well if we tie it in with this sort of, you know, lab, very clean look we've got going on. I don't know why I keep saying lab. There's no science going on here whatsoever. So it appears we have hardly any white concrete left at the moment, so I'm going to need to raid our sand and gravel supplies, which is absolutely fine, they're just over here, and I'm going to make some white concrete and then I'll meet you back over where we're going to be building the storage area. I should probably grab some chests as well if we're going to be doing that. We're going to need a lot of chests. I've grabbed myself a fair amount of wood, concrete, iron, and all the other things I should need for this, including the redstone components, so for once I might not actually need to return to the base halfway through the build, but we shall see, I'm sure. Well, I didn't bring a bed for a start, but we should be okay here at night, I'm sure it'll be fine. So at the moment, I'm currently positioned a short way below the mob farm, so this should give us plenty of room to work with, and my plan here is basically just to mark out a large white concrete platform initially, and then on that I'll be putting in stacks and stacks and stacks of chests. But I've decided to do things a little bit differently here. So as well as normal chests, I've also brought lots and lots of shulkers with me, because my plan is, essentially, I'm not going to want to store this stuff here forever, I'm going to want to move some over to the main base, and I'm thinking what I might do is speed up this bit because I've got a minute left before the server restarts, but what I'm thinking I might do is actually have a wall of shulker boxes that get loaded first, and then the excess goes into some double chests, because that way I can just come along, grab whatever shulkers are full, and then leave the area with my goodies, and I think that's going to be a better way of me managing things over here. So I'm going to quickly log out, wait for the server to restart, and when I come back, I'll crack on with this build. we're done. That was quite the mission, I must say. But as you can see from that time lapse, we did manage to get everything in as we expected, although there is a slight problem with the lights I put around the outside, but I'll get to that in just a moment. So as you can see here, and I don't know if you'll be able to hear the game sound, I've noticed that that has been a bit quiet lately. Hopefully the turning up that I've done will help, but the items are dropping down through this tube here, just like that. They're flowing along, and then they drop into the water tubes, and they just go round until they find the chest that they need to sit in. And I've kind of tried to balance them with roughly what we've got coming through. I haven't decided what things I'm going to completely dispose of yet, because I believe zombie flesh I can sell to villagers, and as I'm about to get lots of villagers, mainly for the emeralds, I think I'm going to keep hold of that for now, which is a bit weird. I wouldn't normally keep hold of zombie flesh, but I feel like it might actually be useful on this occasion. So what I've done here is I do have a water channel on that side and a water channel on that side, so all three farms are now feeding into this one central area. And the idea here is I've got these shulkers at the front here, so when they get filled up, for example this one is already full, I can just take that off and I can stick another shulker on there, but there's also a stack of chests behind there that are going to fill up as well, and we've got multiple columns of each one. And there's a comparator on top of this block here, which is pointing at the light. So as you can see there, another bone's just gone through the hopper to get into one of the double chests behind there, and that's flashing up. So it's not an ideal system, it just sort of lets me know roughly what's coming in, when it's coming in, and how frequently something's coming in. And yeah, obviously when they get full to a point, they're going to come on permanently. Yeah, if you've got any ideas for a better way of doing that, do let me know. I don't have a lot of space behind there is the problem. I literally have one block of space. So yeah, that was the only solution I could come up with. Let's just put that back there for now. So over the back here, what I've got are full chests of things that I've already taken out. So as you can see, we've got lots of raw cod and gunpowder and ink sacks and things. And over here, we've just got some extra shulker boxes, so I can refill these as needed. And then the idea is I can just take these over to the main base, which is just over there. You can just see it in the horizon there. And that means that we've got an easy transportation system just to get stuff backwards when we need to. If it turns out I need lots and lots of stuff of any of these particular items, I do have access to the back where I can get directly into the chests here as well, and I've also got lots of extra space, and it's not really needed, to be perfectly honest, but I wanted to try and contain this whole unit so that it wasn't just an open thing in the sky like everything else is at the moment. And gradually, little by little, I am going to upgrade these farms, make them nicer, make them look a bit better, and see what I can do. But for now, they are going to stay as they are. So let's go at the top here and have a look at what we've got going on. So I think these chests have finished emptying now, which means I can remove all of those and just put probably a dispenser at the top there that drops into a water channel, which will then feed into this large channel here. But as I say, I am going to be redoing a lot of this, so I might move stuff about a bit. But for now, it's absolutely fine as it is. Everything just feeds down through the chests into this dropper, which then gets spat into the water tube, and that feeds down to the centre, and it's exactly the same for the iron farm on the other side. And for the mob farm, we just have everything going into this dropper, which spits it directly down the tube, just like that. From a distance, however, this thing is a monstrosity, so I have no idea how to hide that, or if I'm even going to attempt to. As I say, I'm probably going to make it look a bit nicer, just replace some things with white concrete, and I keep getting lots and lots of traders. I don't know if this is the one I dealt with a minute ago or not. Yes, it is. Yep, he had shulkers, which I was very happy about. Now that we've completed the first project for the day, we are going to move on to the main parts of the episode. So that trader is a nice little segue into this, and I've just fired my last rocket, so just as well we're approaching our base. But we are about to head over to the shopping district because we are opening a new shop. And the trader sells mini blocks. There are already people on the server selling mini blocks, but they're just one of many things I'm going to sell in my new shop, and that's what these boxes up here are about. They are actually stock for my new shop, and the idea is I'm actually going to be selling things just by the shulker, things that I have extras of. There's going to be daily deals, and they're going to be, it's a case of once it's gone, you know, so there might be a couple of boxes of fireworks, but once they're gone, that is it. And I've got many things that I can sell in a shop like this, and I've got an idea for a design, and I think I roughly know how it's going to look, where I'm going to put it in the shopping district. So let's head over there and have a look and a discussion about our plans. I'll be taking these 4 boxes here with me as well. That's all the resources I need for this. I've arrived here at the shopping district, and I thought, you know, I'll check my shop, see if I've made any sales. I haven't, obviously. But I did see a sign, which I got very happy about. The first of which was this: I bought all your stuff, Beardy. Enjoy your diamonds. And I was like, sweet, someone actually bought all my things. And then I realised that, well, actually someone has bought some pickles. But yeah, no one's bought all my things at all. And look. Oh, look at this, look. I lied. Tis. One of these days, I'm gonna have to make that fox pay for his shenanigans. But other than that, we've also had cake reviews at our shops. And, yeah, I don't know how many pieces of cake this is, but it's more than half, so I'm happy with that. But it's an out-of-season Halloween display, is my review. And, well, it's almost Halloween. We're not far off. I've just had a few pumpkins, and we'll call it done. But enough of that, it's time to discuss our new shop, and the location I've selected is just down here next to the head shop, and we're basically going to be making use of this cliff face and the inside of the mountain just behind it. So the first thing I need to do is actually go and get some more terracotta, because I originally was going to dig this down a little bit more, but I think with the way the land currently is, it's going to make more sense for me to raise this up. So I need to go get my terracotta. I'm going to flatten out this top section here, and once we've got that done, I will start to sort of lay out roughly where we're going to be putting things and explain the sort of idea behind this shop as we go. I've managed to get all the land out the front here, flattened out, and as usual, just as I start recording a clip, I've got 1 minute until the server restarts. So I've also started laying out the sort of front facade of the building, essentially. So there's going to be a sort of tall wall here, essentially, with a glass structure coming out the front of it, and we're going to put a big logo on this wall here, and then that's going to go inside a tunnel, and then I need to do lots of excavating. I need to open out a very large space inside here. We're going to be using lots of white concrete, lots of glass. It's all going to be very, very high class and lovely looking. And on this side over here, we're going to put 1 or 2 garages in, which is where we're going to have flash sales. But I will get to what we're actually selling and what the plan is once I've excavated a bit more inside, and I've got more than... oh, bye. I think that will be just about big enough for now, and being in a mesa, we keep finding lots and lots of gold ore, so I'm going to dig all that out before I start covering up the walls. But the next step here is to make this basically just a big white box. I will be putting some detail into it, don't worry, but we're definitely going to start with a big white box. But this isn't all I've done. As usual, I got a bit ahead of myself, and I've been playing around out the front here with the front of the store, and look at that, that's how we're looking. It's well, it's currently nighttime, which I suppose helps with the glow of the logo, because there is a lantern behind that slime block over there. But the basic idea here is that this garage here is the bit that's going to open and shut when we've got bargains on. So the reason I decided to come and do the front was because I didn't know how deep this tunnel needed to be, so that I could have the room stretched behind and made sure I had enough room for the garage in here. As you can see, I did run out of the light grey concrete, but we'll solve that soon. And I think this just works perfectly, because I'll just be able to stack up shulkers in here that people will just be able to grab and go. For now, however, we are going to seal up the garage, and we're going to move back inside, and I'm going to grab lots of white concrete, lots of lights, well, I suppose I've done the lights, but lots of glass as well to put on top of the lights, and I'm just going to start filling this in. Once we've got this all filled in, we can then actually start placing the sort of podiums, figuring out what's going to go where, how things are going to work, and yeah, hopefully we can pull this together and get this open nice and soon. And we are getting there. So I've managed to get all the floor in, I've got the lights, I've got the display stands in as well, and I've also dug a hole down here, and what we're actually going to do is dye loads of shulker boxes and actually pile them up down here as if it's sort of overflow stock, and bring a bit of colour into the room, which I think would look quite cool. I do, however, quite like how dark it is at the top there. I'm going to experiment with maybe some sort of hanging lights using end rods and iron trapdoors, but I don't have any iron on me, so I'm going to go grab some of that and see how that looks. And through here, I also have a back entrance into the garage, so I'll probably put an iron door in there, and when that part of the build is open, I'll just put a button up there, and I did not mean to do that. And when there's no button there, obviously people won't be able to get in, so that should solve that problem. And I've also got plenty of room for expansion if I need to, but I think I've actually got enough room here for 40 shulker boxes, which is a lot more than I originally intended to put in here. but I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. Lastly, I've also got this bit here where we're going to be putting a lectern with a book just sort of explaining what the shop is, when stuff's going to restock, and so on. So the next thing to do, I guess, is probably to block this up just so no one has any sneaky peeks before we're ready to open, and I need to go and get the stuff and things to actually stock the shop with, and also to see if I can put some lighting in the roof. So I'm going to get that done, and hopefully next time I see you we'll have a fully stocked shop and we'll be ready to open. We now have the shop fully stocked and we are ready to open, just as I promised. So we'll start here with the garage, and what I've done is I've just put some fish and some pickles in there, so that's just, you know, grab what you need, dump your payment into the chest, job done. And when I don't have anything in there for sale, I can just close the garage door again, so that's not a problem. And by close it, of course, I mean just rebuild it with more stairs, but we don't need to go into details now. But anyway, onto the inside. What we've got here is some hanging lights, which I'm really not that much of a fan of. I tried about 10 different things. I really couldn't come up with anything that fit the ceiling well. So if anyone has any ideas, please do have a play around in creative, let me know, jump on my Discord, there should be a link down below, and send me some screenshots. I really could do with some good ideas for lighting in this place. Lighting is not one of my fortes, especially when it comes to modern builds, but I think the rest of this has come along really nicely. So we have our pit of shulkers down here just to bring some colour into the room, and I've left all of the tier 1, 2 and 3 shulkers just as the normal shulker colour. And the reason I've done that is because occasionally I'm going to have sort of, you know, tier 4 or 5 boxes, which will be worth a lot more, and with those I do want to start using colours, so when you see a brightly coloured box in here, you know that it's something special. I do still have a few more empty podiums, which for now I've just chucked a diamond block on, just I suppose as a demonstration of how to pay for the boxes that you're buying, but there's also a book here on the lectern, and this book says, "Welcome to Beard Corp, brilliant, exciting and reliable deals." Beard, you see what I did there? So welcome consumer, I'm glad you found us, and you will be too. Around you are a variety of shulker boxes containing high quality goods just for you. Stock is limited and most shulkers are different, so don't delay. Once it's gone, unless I happen to have more laying around. The shulkers come in 3 tiers, so it's just tier 1, 2 or 3 for either 1, 2 or 3 diamond blocks. Signs on the podiums indicate what is contained in the shulkers, but feel free to take a look inside before purchase, as not all the boxes are created equal. Keep your eyes peeled for dyed shulkers on podiums. They will be rare and uniquely priced depending on what's inside. Lastly, we have our bargain garage. This will contain many shulkers of the same item, priced as per the signs in the garage. If the garage is closed, you'll have to wait for the next sale. When making a purchase, please place your diamond blocks on the podium from which you purchase, or in the garage, place them in the payment barrel. Beard Corp thanks you for your custom. Please take your time to browse, and if you do not see what you're after, we do take requests. Happy bargain hunting. And that is basically it. That's the whole thing. So whenever I just have excess stuff, I will chuck it into some shulkers, bring it down here and put it up for sale. So the idea here is that the stock will rotate regularly, so I hope that the TBers will come down here and check often and hopefully find stuff they want. We do have everything from iron and gold to mini blocks and mob heads and even ink and kelp blocks and fuel and all sorts going on in here. But as I say, the stock is fairly limited. Now that we've completed that build, it's time to head back to our storage units, because while I was building that, I was thinking, and you know the light problem we have that I said I need some help with because I didn't really know how to fix it? I think I've come up with a solution, so we're going to go see if we can get that to work. Yep, it appears my plan has worked. So what I did was I just raised the comparators 1 block. So instead of powering the light directly, which will obviously power these lights, it's now powering the block above, which will only power the light below. And it's actually reading off the additional chest I've slotted in at the top there as well now. So yeah, we're actually getting better readings. So I know for a fact now that the chest at the top there has some stuff in it. It might not be full completely, but I know at least that this column is pretty much full, and same with the iron and the bones over there, so that'll allow me to keep track a bit better of what we've got going on in here. And with that, I'm afraid we are out of time for today's episode, so once again, I do need ideas for lighting on our new shop. And also, if you have ideas of what we can possibly disguise this as, I don't expect anyone to come up with anything that is actually something I'm going to be able to do in survival anytime soon. But if you do have ideas, do let me know, because it would be nice to try and blend that in a bit better with everything else on the overworld here. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please do leave a like. It really does help the channel out. And if you're new here, please do consider subscribing as well. But for now, I will see you on the next episode of Truly Bedrock. Bye-bye now.